Hey there, Kevin. I was watching a clip of Deme talking about her opinion on Neuro, and I want to do some more thinking about AI. Now, what she was saying was that she wasn't as fond of Neuro because um, what she used was words like robot. It's just not real. What she's saying is programmed. She also said she wanted someone who would she could hear them break their voice from singing. Now, all that ties into what I said before, that what matters is intent. You see, all those things are basically ways to say that Neuro doesn't have intent as to what she's saying. Now, I saw some people replying, saying, well, what about fictional characters? Well, the difference there is that the fictional character, what the fictional character says it does, is all determined by a person who is putting intent behind what the fictional character is doing. So you still have the intent there behind it. With Neuro, it's different. Now, of course, it's possible you don't know the intent, but that goes back to what I said before about art being bad if you can't understand the message. I say, well, hold on. Neuro is popular, so what's the deal with that? If intent really matters so much, why is she so popular? Well, there are a couple things. First of all, there is the collaborative part of it, where you're seeing the people react to the AI. You got Vettel, and you got the Chad, and you got whoever else is collabing with her. And of course they're putting intent behind whatever they're doing, and so you get the enjoyment out of that, seeing that. The other thing is, think about the concept of death of the author. Now, I'm no real big fan of that, as you might expect, because it's basically saying, I am strawmanning you, because you're ignoring what the author's message is. But there is some point to it in which you can say, I am using what you have put together for my own message. If you do it in that sense, like respecting that it's not what the author was intending to communicate, but now you're using that to communicate your message. Then you can say, yeah, I'm not communicating this message the author was communicating. I'm communicating my own message. You can refer to it like that. Well, in this case, the author's not communicating a message at all. There's no intent. But you can still use that, take that, I guess like data or something, you could say, and use it to construct a message. Like fan fiction. Think of it like that. And since she's Neuro is cogent, is that possibly the word? Like she's communicating information that has at least some level of logical connection. I would say a fair bit. You can craft a storyline, and then when you craft that storyline, you're putting intent into it. And now you have intent, and you have something that's worthwhile. was the main thing I wanted to talk about. But one other thing I'd like to mention is I saw one or two people respond to the Deme, and they were saying, well, the reason you're not fond of Neuro is because you're saying what she says is just what she was programmed to say. And they're saying, well, humans are like that too. And, well, that's just assuming determinism. Probably assuming naturalism, which would necessitate determinism, basically. I don't know of any argument that for free will on naturalism. But I don't have the wherewithal to get into all that. I just wanted to mention that you're sort of begging the question there. Now, I also don't know if Deme is a naturalist or a determinist or whatever. I just wanted to, mention that you're sort of begging the question there.